Hey YouTube family, this is Dave Midwest Picker. Welcome to my channel. This video is old is gold, gold is old. Old is gold. I like anything old. If it's knives, clocks, Hot Wheels, doesn't matter. The older, the better. I'm going to talk about old items that I have sold, and the sold price includes shipping and handling on top. I almost always charge the buyer shipping. So these items I've sold in the past 2 weeks, and then I'm going to show you items that are similar, sold by other people that went for astronomical prices. You will not believe it. They sold for a lot of money. Now normally anything that's really old, it's in good condition, typically will sell. And people love to collect. I mean, that's just our culture. And the older, the better. But it has to be in pretty good condition. People collect everything from vintage puzzles, toys, hand tools, ballpoint pens, straight razors, paper items, books, I mean, you name it. And they love to collect really old items. First item up that I sold is this COSS, I think that's how you say it, K-O-S-S, cassette tape head cleaner. And I know you're gonna laugh, but yes, people do buy this stuff. This is still new, brand new in the package. People do collect cassette tapes. People even listen to cassette tapes. So to find a cassette tape head cleaner is pretty hard to find. This was about late 90s, early 2000s. I sourced it from a Goodwill for about $1. Listed it for $16.95. I took a best offer of 14 bucks. And if you think old cassettes are junk, check these out. Someone sold this vintage Radiohead cassette album for $99. Wow. You can still find these old desirable cassettes at garage sales, estate sales, sometimes thrift stores. How about this one? This is a Rancid cassette. I think I've even heard of them before. Still new and sealed in the package. Someone sold this for $118. Punk music, death metal, obscure underground bands can sell for a lot of money. Then we have this cassette. How about this 1992 Sublime cassette? Sold for $130. Wow. These are out there, and there's more like them. Next up, I sold these old concert tickets, and I have more of these tickets available in my eBay store, if you know what I mean. A set of these 2 tickets that I sold from 1981 sold for $40. I sourced these from a YouTube auction. I paid around $8 for these, and I have a bunch more listed. And if you think old concert tickets, ticket stubs are just plain trash, well, check out what somebody paid for these. How about this unused ticket from the band UFO from 1979? Sold for $100. Wow, that is nuts. I bet something like that would just get passed right on by. If you were at a garage sale, an estate sale, you find these old items. People just walk right past them and you can pick them up. How about these tickets? 1985 Live Aid stub. This is like a stub for $125. And a stub for the band Cream, if you like Eric Clapton, from 1969. Wow, $110. That's crazy. And I saved the best for last. Look at this 1985 ticket for the band Black Flag. Sold for $150. I bet they put the name Henry Rollins in the description. But who knows? This is very desirable, and you can find these everywhere. People typically throw these away, so they're very collectible. People will frame them and hang them up on the wall. So while I'm thinking about it, please hit that thumbs up button. Please hit that subscribe button and the bell icon. That way when I upload a new video or go live, you get a notification. Next up is this vintage 1950s wooden recipe box. I sold this for $20. I sourced it from a high bid lot. Cost is about, I don't know, $1. Came with a bunch of other stuff. I probably listed it for $29.95, took an offer of $20 just to move it quickly. Now imagine you're walking through an estate sale, just minding your own business, and you look down at a table of junk that you think is, why are they selling this junk? And you see this item, a metal and not too old recipe box. I mean, this looks very plain. Someone sold this for $50. I would never have thought that this was worth this much. That's crazy. I would have passed right by it. Now that I've seen what it sells for, I'm not going to walk past those anymore. Now here's another one. This is a wooden recipe box, a little bit older, sold for $50, and it's full of grandma's recipes. That is a selling point. I bet you there's some cow brain pie recipes in there. And how about this next one? Vintage 1970s, sold for $60. It kind of has like an Avon feel to it, but it definitely has a 70s vibe to it. I think my mom had one like this. And these are out there. If you look, even garage sales, people will put stuff out there like that. Estate sales especially, they have to sell everything, and you can get them cheap. Prices just keep going up and up for these old vintage items, and coming up there's going to be items in the thousands. It's going to blow your mind. Now you're probably asking yourself, how much can an outdated old restaurant menu actually be worth? Well, I'm going to tell you. Glad you asked. I sold this 1970s restaurant menu from a closed restaurant here in Michigan called the Red Devil Restaurant. Took a best offer of $16. And if you didn't know, restaurant menus and placemats sell very well. Of course, again, the older the better, but sometimes every once in a while you'll see a box of placemats about this thick, like 100 of them from an old restaurant, like old big boy restaurants, Ponderosa restaurants, Howard Johnson restaurants, whatever. People collect those, and if you get a stack of them, you can just list one at a time. People will frame them up and hang them on the wall. People do that. Well, next up is this commissary menu that somebody sold from the 20th Century Fox Studios. $210. Wowza. This is like a disposable item. This would normally just get thrown away once it gets damaged or stained with coffee, and it sold $210. Next up is another lucky person that sold this item. This is a vintage Chinese restaurant menu. $265. Wow, I wish I found this one. That is crazy. And now I saved the best for last. This is a vintage American Airlines paper menu, basically disposable, but old, for a whopping $375. Man, I can't believe somebody kept this. Somebody found it, and then they sold it for $375 for a piece of paper. It is collectible due to the airline tie-in and a restaurant tie-in and a menu collectible. And these are out there. Sadly, a lot of them get thrown away. A lot of this, what's called ephemera, paper not intended to be kept or to last long. They get a little tear in them, they get stained, people wad it up and throw it away. But for some reason, people keep them like a memento. We went on vacation in 1952 to Hawaii, blah, blah, blah. And we kept the postcards and the barf bag from the airplane and the menu from the airplane, put it in like a memory book. And then they pass away. The kids put everything for sale in an estate sale, and they just put it all out there. You could probably pick these up for pennies. Now we're getting better. I sold this lot of 1950s matchbooks for $60. This is, I think they're made in Japan. They look like little packs of cigarettes, but they're wooden matches, little match boxes. Sold for $60, free to me. Cost of goods is a big fat zero. So these do turn up, and you can find them. Next up is a lot of 6 vintage Next up is an example of 6 vintage matchbooks. Good condition too. Sold for $150. Dang, that's impressive. Not too bad for 6 matchbooks. But again, the condition is everything. The matches aren't torn out, and there's no damage. Next up, this seller got lucky. This is only a lot of 3 matchbooks, but they're very unusual. These are punk clubs from 1979. Again, unique, different. These 3 matchbooks is a lot, sold for $152. That is crazy. But again, people collect stuff from clubs, from nightclubs, dance clubs, punk clubs that are now out of business. Very collectible. And now the king. This is big. This is a single matchbook with a candy bar advertising tie-in. This single matchbook sold for a whopping $250. Wow, that is really, really cool. As you can see, old is gold. Next up, vintage trading cards or Victorian trading cards and postcards. I sold this lot of very old vintage Victorian trade cards for $20. I sourced these for pennies because I bought a whole bunch of them in a bulk lot. And you can find these too at estate sales and online auctions for pretty cheap. Not too bad. Don't overpay. Don't pay $5, $6, $7 each. Get them, you know, cheap, 25 cents a piece, 50 cents a piece. And again, condition is everything. These next three examples of Victorian trade cards will blow your mind. Someone sold this Victorian trade card for $185. It looks to be very old, but in great condition. Again, if it was stained, if it was torn, if it was faded, damaged, it would not sell for that much. It has a tie-in with ginger drink, so this would appeal to collectors of soft drinks in general. Next is this really colorful card featuring a dog. That always helps to have a tie-in with dogs and cats. Again, in great condition. Sold for $282. Wow, that is amazing. This last card is a Klein chocolate trading card. Some yellowing due to age, but that's okay if it's super old. But it sold for $330. Holy cow. And again, this is rare. This is ephemera. These trade cards would get used and tossed in the trash eventually. They always got damaged somehow, and they just got, you know, thrown away. So somebody kept this, took good care of it, and it paid off. Now, not all Victorian trade cards are going to sell for this, but this is just an example how high they can go. All right, next, postcards. I sold this humorous little postcard, not for a ton of money, sold for $9.95. It's very old, but in good condition, not a ton of money, but if you buy them in bulk, your margins can be quite good, as you'll see, and I think I paid just pennies for that postcard. Real picture postcards in general sell the best, but advertising postcards sell good too. Next up, someone sold this real picture postcard of Finland. It's like an aerial view for a whopping $229. Very nice. Not sure why this is worth so much. Maybe because of the year. Maybe they did an aerial view in a hot air balloon or a biplane. I'm not quite sure, but somebody really wanted it and they paid up. But check out this seller's feedback. Almost 300,000 feedback. He has been busy and you know, trustworthy. People will trust and pay that kind of money for someone that has that many sales. Next, another real picture postcard. Sometimes this is advertised as RPPC if you see that in a listing. This is from 1905, featuring the religious group called the Shakers. Rare indeed. Sold for $250. Very nice sale. That's not bad. And here is a lot of two different sales, both over $400 each. A 1920s real picture postcard from China featuring a glamour shot, and a 1918 military real picture postcard featuring African American soldiers. Now, I'm not sure why the one from China sold for so much, but I can easily tell why the 1918 one sold. Any postcard that has a military topic will sell well, especially if it's African American soldiers during segregation or the Civil War. Those will always sell very well. Okay, my last two items. I hope you're sitting down because these are whoppers. You may have walked right past these at a garage sale or an estate sale, but not anymore, not after watching this. I sold these vintage 1960s Christmas bulbs. I believe these are Sears, made in West Germany. Cost of goods was minimal, I think around $4, sold for $24.95. Not bad, but definitely not as good as the next three. This small lot of 1950s Christmas ornaments sold for $285. Wow. Notice the keywords in the title, Sputnik, and if you don't know, that was Russia's satellite, atomic, and starburst. So these were popular topics in the 1950s. Definitely helps draw the eye to that item, and I'm sure it helped drive the price of these ornaments too. Also, these are cheap plastic. People often threw these away because they aren't fancy and they're prone to breakage. So to find a lot of these unbroken is pretty rare. Next, another 1950s decoration. a motion Santa ornament. And just like vintage Halloween items, vintage Santa sells. This little guy sold for $375. Awesome sale. Okay, take a deep breath. If you're in your car, put your seatbelt on. Get ready. How about $800 for a vintage drummer boy? This is just the little drum. This is a very old and rare light up ornament, and it still works. Yes, people will pay this much. This is an incredible sale. So if you're at an estate sale, flea market, garage sale, whatever, look for the vintage Christmas. It could be an ornament, can be a bulb, it can be one of those, you know, lights that change colors and you shine on the wall or the tree, even packages of tinsel or a can of asbestos snow spray, all that crazy stuff from the 50s, maybe even the 60s on back is collectible and will sell. Okay, if you think $800 was good, wait until you see what's next. I sold this very heavy 1984 still working Kirby vacuum for $80. I think I had it listed for $99 and I took a best offer, and the buyer paid a lot to ship this. Well, if you think vintage old vacuums are a joke, you would be wrong. Here is an even older Kirby vacuum in excellent condition, looks barely used. This one sold for $600. Wowza. Buyer paid $40 shipping. You can still find these out there that are in nearly new condition everywhere. Next up, I never heard of this brand before, but is this sweet Bison brand vacuum, still new in box, unused in mint condition. Wow. Also called new old stock. This sold for $800. They also paid $150 shipping. Not sure why it was so high. It must have had a lot of insurance on it that could add to the shipping cost. Isn't that cool? Still in the box, never touched, never used. Maybe a vacuum cleaner store bought this as a wall hanger or display item, but this is very hard to find, but they are out there. These still new in the box appliances are there. I've been to estate sales. I've seen vintage kitchen mixers, vacuums, toasters, still new in the box from the 1950s, 1940s, and believe me, they do sell. Heck, here's a picture of 4 VCRs that I have right over here in my office off camera, still brand new in the box. Some of them look like they may have been used. Some of them are still sealed in their plastic bags. Got these from a house clean out. I haven't gotten around to listing them yet, but they will sell very good. Okay, this next one is the biggest sale on the list. I'm telling you, if you have a heart condition, you might want to mute the sound. This one is nuts. Check out this vintage Hoover vacuum, new in box. It sold for $2,000. OMG, that is amazing. I read the listing. This is indeed rare and complete. Also, here is a photo of the box open, and I think it's really, really cool. I'm glad somebody else paid $2,000 for it. I wouldn't pay $2,000 for it, but somebody really, really wanted it and they paid it. Maybe it's an engineer that used to work for Hoover. Maybe it's a company that owns the Hoover brand name. I have no idea. But these are just a few examples of old is gold, and they are out there. And unfortunately, when an estate sale is over, sometimes people just throw the leftovers away in a dumpster. I mean, it's sad. Or if you're cleaning out your grandparents' house and they say, oh, my basement's so full, help me clean it out. People find old restaurant menus and old Christmas ornaments and an old Electrolux vacuum, and they just assume, well, we can either donate it to a thrift store or we can throw it away. And they'll say, just throw it away. They're literally throwing away gold. So remember, condition is everything. Don't overpay, but go out there and look for this stuff. So that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that thumbs up. If you know anybody that likes to pick and likes to source and look for junk and go to estate sales, right below the video is a share button. Share it with anybody that you think would enjoy this video. Please come on back. I'm going to try to upload every 3 or 4 days, and that's it. Until next time, see ya.